Hi guys. I hope you guys are having a great, I was going to say Memorial Day weekend. I hope you guys are having a great Labor Day weekend. I wish my poster was moved down just a tad bit. It'd be like, if it was moved down a little bit, Sherman, that way, towards the desk, it'd be the perfect background. Because all I could see is the very bottom of it.
It's fine.
I'd love to see that in the video.
I don't want to put more holes in the wall.
I hope you guys are having a great holiday weekend. I've been sick with my stomach today, and migraine, but I don't got a migraine. Luckily it went away, so it wasn't a migraine. But my stomach is, yeah, pretty bad today. Food's been backed up for days. It hasn't came out. It's been backed up for probably at least 5 days. My stomach was swollen like I was like 9 months pregnant. And I knew it was about time for it to blow, so
Boom!
I've had it coming out both ends today, mostly vomiting. Yeah, wasn't very fun. Never is, but it always feels better though once it comes out. A little bit of it gets out of your stomach, because once your stomach gets so full like that and so tight where the food's not moving through, it's so painful and it causes horrible cramps, and you feel like you can't breathe because all that food's just right there pushing against. So I always feel better once it does come out. So sometimes vomiting is a relief. What is that? You got your black chicken.
I got the chicken.
Is that your first one?
Yeah.
I told you, you can keep getting them like that too. The more you get eggs, continually, you can keep getting them. Sherman's playing Farmville. He never wanted to play Farmville before, but now he's into it and he's playing it every day, and I'm excited because that's like Mom's favorite game, and she's always playing it, and she wanted me to play, and I usually quit playing it, unless I just want her to send a request. But lately I've been playing it, so I've been kind of getting addicted to it again. So I've been on it every day, and I'm striving to get a gold medal. If I get all the points that I'm supposed to get this week, I'll get a gold medal. And I really, really want that gold medal. Dad's birthday is September 4th, and he loves golf. He works at a golf course, and he loves golf. And this is old. I can't remember where we got it from, but it's from Japan, and it's really old. Because as you know, Japan don't make stuff to sell it anymore here. So it don't say the date, but it's got the sticker of the company that made it and everything. I can't remember, but I hope he likes this. It's like a, I guess you'd call it a glass porcelain kind of thing. It's got the golf club on it and the 18th hole and a golf ball, and it's just I thought he could use it to put his glasses in or some pens in or something. See, it's got Japan on the bottom of it, and it's got the logo of the company that made it. I just hope he likes it, because I wanted to get something, but of course I wasn't able to get to the store, and after paying all the bills, we're pretty much broke. And I thought, well, I'll order something online, but I'm not sure of what to get him. I know he likes Ohio State. I just don't know. And I looked for, he really, really wants a pontoon boat. So I went online trying to find a pontoon boat keychain, and I could not find one anywhere. And I started looking for pontoon boat books, where it's just got pictures of different pontoons in it and stuff. I thought he'd like that, but I can't find anything. And I know whatever I order wouldn't get here by his birthday anyways, and he's supposed to stop by tonight if he doesn't work too late to bring the wheelchairs and stuff. So I'm hoping, I really hope he stops by. I'm hoping he brings Gabe with him if he comes. Gabe spent the night with him last night, and I haven't got to see him in so long. I need to give him a big old hug and tell him I love him. Can you believe he's in first grade now? And Toby started kindergarten this year. And Kaylee, she's in Head Start. Oh my goodness. Cohen. I'm not sure what grade he's in. You know, I never hear much about him. And don't get to see him or talk to him. He's afraid of... He don't even know who I am anymore, or he's scared to death of me anyway, if he even knows who I am, because last time I seen him, which was about a year ago, at Mindy's house, I told him hi, and he just jumped back against the wall and hid behind Jimmy. So it's hard to tell what people's been telling him about me, you know, the lies they've been saying, but I was never bad to any of those kids, ever. Last time I seen Cohen, he was 4 years old, and I can still remember the last words he ever said to me, and those was, "My mommy said you're not allowed around me," which made me really upset and made me cry, but I didn't take it out on him. You know, I didn't treat him no different, because it wasn't his fault. It's never the kids' fault. They only know what they're told, you know. I still love Cohen. I love all the kids very, very much. And I've never done nothing to any of those kids to hurt them. I would never hurt any of those kids. I'd hurt myself before I'd hurt any of those kids. So whatever people told them about me is total lies, because I love those kids to death. Jimmy, is in 7th grade. He's in junior high. Abby, can you believe it? She's a sophomore this year. 10th grade. 2 more years and she'll be graduating, guys. I can still remember the day she was born. And I was in the delivery room with Jimmy when he was born. I wasn't with Abby because Mindy had to have a cesarean. So James, her husband, Abby's daddy, he was in there with her. And me and James both was in there with her when she was having Jimmy. She had a vaginal birth for Jimmy. They usually don't want you to do that after you had a C-section, but Mindy really wanted to have it, a vaginal birth, so they did. And I kept saying, "Get the epidural." And she kept putting it off and wouldn't do it. And then she started screaming for it. And she kept having me run out there and tell them when it's time. I want the job. So I run them back and forth down them, and the doctor wouldn't come in. You know, it's like, you know, it ain't time yet. And then when they came in and she started wanting the epidural, then it was too late to get one. I said, "I told you to get it." So they gave her Demerol, I think it was, pain medication through the IV, but it was pretty much a natural childbirth because she couldn't get an epidural, and she was screaming. I was rubbing her legs, and she's like, "Keep doing that." And James was up there holding her hand. He was at the top, and I was down at the bottom by her legs, so I got to watch Jimmy come out. And it kind of scared me when I first seen him because he was like purple. I thought, "Oh my God, something's wrong with this baby. He's purple." But he was normal, fine. Doctor didn't say nothing about it, so I figured, you know, we're all right. And took him and weighed him. He was 7 pounds something. I'm thinking 7 pounds 11 ounces, but I could be wrong. But I know it was 7 something. Abby was 8'4" when she was born. She was a big little baby. So many stories I could tell about this kid. Mellie's all were tiny. Gabe, Toby, Kaylee, they were all like 5 pounds. They were little. Cohen, I'm not sure how much he weighed. because the first time I got to see Cohen, it wasn't till he was months old. It's the first time I got to see him. But I seen baby pictures of him when he was born. He had a head full of dark hair. So cute. I think they're so adorable when they got a head full of hair like that. And of course Nellie's. Oh, God. So tiny and the cutest little babies you'd ever see in your life. Gabe had that blonde hair that was just like white like a cotton ball and bright blue eyes. God, that kid's cute. He's still got that white blonde hair, those big blue eyes, and he's just like Abby. They got the same outgoing personality. They'll try anything, you know. They're always like, they're not afraid to talk to anybody. They're not afraid to do anything, you know. And all the kids are special and unique in their own ways. Jimmy is so sweet and so nice. Whatever girl he gets to be his girlfriend, she's going to be one lucky girl, I tell you, because whenever he was around me, he is so sweet. He always wants to do everything. And I said, no, Jimmy, sit down and let me do it, you know. I need to get this. No, he said, Miss, you sit down. I'll go make you something to eat. And he'd make me a sandwich or something. I said, no, I can make it. No, sit down. And whenever we'd go somewhere, he would open the door for me and hold the door open to let me in first. And every time I tried to buy him something, which I'd buy it anyway, most of the time, I would say, Jimmy, I got the money. I bought Ab something, you know, because if I took them both to town, I said, pick out something you want. Miss, I'm not spending your money. He just thinks so much about other people. He's just the sweetest boy. Young man, I should say now. He's 13 years old now. So sweet, and the older he gets, the more he looks like his daddy. He acts like his dad a lot. His dad would also do anything in the world for Mindy. He loved her to death. Even after they got divorced, he still did not get with anybody but her. He still held out hope just for her, and would still do anything for her, worshipped her. Jimmy's got a lot of his dad in him. He really does. Which kind of scares me, because I don't want him going down the same path that his dad ended up. I don't want him to be, when he gets a girl, I don't want him getting so obsessed with her like his dad was, you know, doing anything for her, no matter how bad she treats him. I want him to get a good woman, somebody that'll actually love him and treat him good and not just use him. Because I don't want him going down the same path as what his dad did, who ended up killing himself. It's very sad. I hope he gets a good woman that treats him good, because he will surely treat his woman good. He surely will. I hear all the kids like school this year. They love school. Just glad about that. I never did like school. I hated it with a passion. I was always trying to make up excuses not to go to school. I hated it. But I was always picked on, and, you know, I was never popular, and I was always picked on. Everything else, called names. So, you know, that makes you not want to go. And I was even picked on by certain teachers. This is mostly at Jackson I'm talking about when I went there. Benton County was so much better. So much better. I could not believe the difference in the schools from going to Jackson, where all they wanted to do is make fun of you and fight with you and stuff. And the teachers were even mean, most of them. The ones I had anyway at the time. And I had them take me out in the hall and scream in my face and everything else. And just for stupid stuff. I was not a bad kid. I was always quiet and shy and not do anything. She took me out and screamed at me in my face in the hallway, right up in my face, threatening me because I took out a hairbrush and was brushing my hair because it was like towards the end of the school year and we just got the time off, sitting in the classroom. She just let us sit with our group of friends and talk and stuff, so we didn't have to do nothing. And she took me out in the hallway screaming at me for brushing my hair. I don't know what her problem was. I just started crying, you know. I mean, it was so bad, even some of the other teachers came out, like, what's going on? It was awful. You could tell she just had a problem with me, you know. How you can tell certain people they don't like you by the way they look at you and treat you. Well, she was one of them. And I still remember that to this day, you know, her doing that to me. I don't know how they get by with it. I had a teacher, a man teacher at Jackson. He was also a firefighter, and he was mean. I always hated asking to go to the bathroom, but I always had bladder issues, so I always tried to hold it in, you know, and not go. And I was about ready to bust, so I went up and asked him to use the restroom. And he stood up and started screaming and took the trash can and threw it across the room, having a real psycho fit. Of course, I would tell about it when I got home, and nobody would ever call the school and, you know, take up for me and, you know, tell the teacher what they thought, you know. But so I was so thankful when Cindy got custody of me and I got to go to Vinton County. Totally different. Even the cheerleaders out at Vinton County, they would treat you the same as just like any other person. The cheerleaders would talk to you. At Jackson, that would never be done, you know. They just look at you and make fun of you. You had to wear certain kind of clothing, which of course I didn't have. And they were just cruel at Jackson. I hated that school. Jackson Elementary was good. My elementary school, it was the best school ever. But once you got into the other Jackson schools, like the middle school and the high school, horrible, horrible, horrible. And when I got to Vinton County High School, I was in the 10th grade. Same grade Ab's in now. And it was the old school back then, you know, it wasn't the new one. And the teachers were so nice. All of them. I loved all my teachers. They were so, so nice. And everybody just treated everybody the same. It just blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. It was like a totally different place. There wasn't anybody that I ever saw at Vinton County that ever judged people by the way they looked or what they wore. I had people at Jackson, when I'd get on the school bus, start hollering at me, making fun of me, saying, "Look at that fat, ugly redhead," and start making fun of me, you know. So embarrassing. All they ever did was call me a beached whale and all these other names, and the teachers just let them do it. Nobody ever called me anything at Vinton County, and everybody was always nice to me. Everybody. That's the only time I did not feel uncomfortable at a school ever. And I still have nightmares about school, you know, because it just affected me that bad. I'll be like screaming in my sleep, waking Sherm up, having nightmares. It was horrible. I'm one of the kids that should have ended up in homeschool but never got to. I begged and begged and begged for it, but nobody would put me in homeschool. Now Mindy, she got to go in homeschool. Mom took her out and put her in. when she got pregnant. But they never would let me have homeschool. And Mindy was popular in school, so she didn't have a problem with school. But, yeah, I still suffer from it. So I said if I ever had a kid, I would not put them through that, sending them to school. I'd definitely homeschool them. Unless they wanted to go, you know. And the schools are so dangerous now with all the shootings and stuff. It'd scare me to death to send my kid to school. I'm like really overprotective, so I guess that can be a good thing and a bad thing. But, yeah, I would definitely homeschool unless they really, really wanted to go to school, you know. Then I would, of course, let them do what they wanted to do, and they could try it, and if they didn't like it, I would homeschool them. But, of course, that's never going to happen because I'm not going to have a child, but I'm just saying that's what I would do. One of my best friends is homeschooling her little boy now. And I'm so happy that she is, because he hated school too. He cried and cried every day not to go. And he's got autism as well, and he's the sweetest little boy. And you know, people was going to pick on him if they hadn't started already, because when you're backwards and shy like that and stuff, and when you're genuinely nice, people's going to start picking on you and being mean to you. And I'm glad she took him out of school and is homeschooling him now. He just loves it, she said. I'm so glad that he's homeschooled now. She said he's doing really good. I knew he would. It'd be so much better for him. He won't have to go through all the stuff I went through. Because I'm telling you, it was horrible. I tried to kill myself a few times because of it. It was so bad for me. I'd rather have been dead than had to go back to school. That's how bad it was. Like I said, to still have nightmares about it when you're 34 years old. That's pretty traumatizing. And I tell people that I had a nightmare about flashbacks from school and stuff. They just laugh at me and make fun of me, tell me to get over it. Well, yeah, I wished I could, but it's not that easy. So you see what kind of support I got when I came home crying, saying what happened from school. Get over it, you know. Nobody cared. So it never got dealt with. Nobody ever called the school, went to the school. But I have to keep reminding myself, you don't have to go back there. You don't have to go back there. You're out of school now. You're out of school. I wake up scared to death thinking, you know, having those dreams and thinking, oh, I got to get to school. And thinking of running away so I don't have to go, or killing myself so I don't got to go. Then I realize, hey, you're 34 years old. You're not in school anymore. Then I'm like, my heart's a-pounding. See, I suffer with severe anxiety, and I always have. But I was never on medicine or nothing for it. Nobody ever took me to the doctor for it. And imagine going to school like that. Yeah. When you're petrified and always picked on. Yeah. That's how it was with me. Torture. It was torture. It was awful. Let's see. I think I've pretty much, I can show you guys 2 jewelries I made, and I can't show you the rest of them because the rest of them I made for a friend for her birthday. So I can't show you those, but I can show you the ones that I made for myself. I made me a pretty red ruby garnet ring. You could say it kind of matches my fingernails, you see there. And it's glittery on the inside. You can see some of the red glitter, you see it? It looks much prettier in person. But it's the same color as my nails, and it's glittery like my nails. I love it. Just a little pretty red one. And this one I made with the red glitter and silver. So here's what it looks like on. Gotta adjust it for my big fat finger. But that's what it looks like on. It's one of the big rings, so. I'm with my friend Kelly. She told me that the big rings are really heavy, and now that I made the, she prefers the small rings, and now that I'm starting to make the small rings, I agree with her 100%. The small rings are much better. Because they're not heavy at all, really, compared to these big ones. Once you have them both on your finger, you realize just how heavy these big ones really are. And I think the little ones look better also. But they are pretty. A lot of people like the big rings. So if you like big rings, you know, they're easy to make. I'm really hoping Dad comes tonight, but I'm kind of not thinking he's going to show up. He said if he didn't have to work late, and it's already after 7. So I don't think he's going to end up coming. And I was really hoping he'd come tonight. Then I got the windows open waiting just to see. Sometimes they come around 7 or 7:30, and because I always look at the clock when they leave, and it's always about 8 o'clock. So I was hoping he would come, but I don't think he's coming tonight. But I will let you guys go. That is my news for today. I've rambled on for 27 minutes. So I will let you guys go. I gotta go make the my Bible reading video, and then I gotta go take my medicine. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your holiday weekend, and I hope to see you guys soon with another vlog. Bye guys. God bless.